you talked about changing the D-zone system, and it looked like the strong side winger is pushing out more. I got some help with this.
Whatever you saw. Just all we're doing is tweaking a little bit to just get a little more pressure. I'm not going to go into the ins and outs of it, though.
When you make tweaks up here, do you talk to Nightingale and tweak down there as well, or?
We actually had them kind of test drive it last weekend a little bit, to be honest with you. So they kind of changed ahead of time, just a little tweak, and worked through it. So we actually had some clips that we could use of theirs. You know, there's always a little bit, I don't want to say lost in translation, but as much as you want the systems to be totally the same, as you start coaching your team and Nighty starts coaching his team, you're invariably gonna make little subtle changes as you go to correct problems and correct issues, and so they never end up being exactly the same. But yes, there's a conversation him and I had. I don't personally think that they need to play the exact same system all the time. I think habits are the most important, but in this particular case, he wanted to take a look at tweaking something too. So.
Are you taking any inspiration from the penalty kill and how effective the pressure has been in that situation?
Yeah, I mean, I would say, yes, I am. Our penalty kill's been good. I think our guys, I've said it lots of times, we've got really good killers, but those same guys are on the ice 5-on-5, not all of them, but a lot of them. So, I think there's areas where we can try to create. The thing with pressure for me is if you can dictate where the puck's going, you get a better chance of pressure. If you can't dictate where the puck's going, you can't pressure it. So, in our penalty kill, I think we've done a good job of dictating and reading those pressure points. And the other thing we've done a good job in the penalty kill is knowing when to reset and protect middle. And so those two things I think are going to be important for us in D-zone as well.
Calling up Korchinski and Rinzel, what was the thought behind it?
Well, right now, with Kai's out, we're at 6 with Artie. No, 5 with Artie, right? Is that right?
6 with Artie.
6 with Artie. No, 5 with Artie. Because then you go, yes. So we had 5 with Artie. Then you call up Rinzel 6. Then you call up Korch is 7. I don't know when Kai's will be back. So I want him to make sure. If they're going to play games down the stretch here, that they're ingrained in everything we're doing and that type of stuff. I think it's important. It's hard to run a practice with 6D, so this gives us 7. Plus, that when we move Laughs back there, who's played D before, that gives us 8, and it can run a little bit easier practice.
Have you thought about going back to the 7D?
I've made 0 decisions on what we're going to do for lineup next Thursday, to be dead honest with you, and really no conversations have been had. So. 0 decisions. I would certainly not do it if I thought it was the right thing for both our teams' chance to win and the development of our players. But there's a lot of things that go into that lineup wise I got to look at.
Just to clarify, Lafferty isn't going to play D in the game, is he? Or is
No, probably not. Probably not. But I would say, I've actually coached Laughs and had him play D for us at the World Championships, to be honest with you. So he does have, if something happened and we were had 6D and he was our 7th and somebody got sick and he went in, he could play D. But he's a big time team guy and he's willing to go out and do that in practice and just speaks volumes to what he is as a person and what he is as a teammate.
What have you seen from Korchinski since the last time he was here?
I thought he left the last time playing better that second night than the first night, and he had confidence. I've talked a lot with Nighty, and I think he's done a solid job. So he's just got to keep putting himself in a position that if he gets an opportunity to play, that he plays well, and that's just what this league is. There's very few guys just get handed jobs over and over and over, and you got to keep earning it and proving it, and he'll get a chance to, or he'll potentially, I don't know if he will or won't, but if he gets a chance to go in, he's got to go in and play well.
With Connor taking draws again and Frank on his own line, does that help you balance out the lines a little bit more like you did the first couple months of the season when they were playing separately?
Yeah, I do think so. I think it helps us. I think the most success we've had this year has been Connor and Burakovsky in either Greener or Bird, and then Frankie in another line. And obviously Frankie had real success in the early part of the year with Turbo and Bird. So we'll kind of play that out. I wouldn't read too much into it. We have 5 more practices before we play, so I wouldn't read too much into our lines.
The team kind of.
This will be a boring stretch for you guys because there'll be nothing that's concrete to ask or answer. Yeah.
The team kind of limped into the Olympic break after that, lost to Columbus.
Yeah.
Looking for anything
specific energy-wise during this?
I didn't like our game in Columbus. They didn't like our game in Columbus, the players meaning that. Listen, we got a chance to reset, you know, and I think if you look throughout the league, you know, it's a pretty good opportunity for us. We don't have guys playing, very few guys playing in the Olympics. We have one. So a bunch of guys got the chance to kind of reset and rest. We've got a whole bunch of guys playing really important minutes that have never really been through this schedule, or if they have, maybe one time, you know what I mean? And this one's even more condensed. So, you know, it's like I was talking to Vlasic over the break, and he was just talking about, you know, after last year and when the break came, he was tired and needed the break, and this year doesn't feel that as much because he's been through it. Well, now we got all those guys that haven't been through it as much as him, you know, go through, especially on that D-core. But even up front, that I thought guys probably needed a break and needed a reset opportunity, and that's what this is. And then we also get 6 practices to try to hit the ground running. Does that guarantee success? No, but you know, every team probably hits that break at different points. I thought we needed it.
When Nazar was really clicking there in the first few weeks, it seemed like every game he was getting a breakaway or an odd man rush. Is there anything that you guys can do to get, I guess, to get those opportunities generated again?
That's a good question because that's factual. I think, you know, he was on a consistent basis. I think it comes down to breaking the puck out good. You know, when you break the puck out good, you can attack up the ice with speed. And I think, you know, he was putting himself in support positions to not beat the puck up, but kind of be underneath it and then jump into those holes instead of kind of sprint into those holes before you're ready and then you don't get the puck. So, you know, it's probably a little bit on the group he's out there with and a little bit on him. To try to just make sure we do a good job, and then it's on the coaching staff to make sure the guys know their breakout plan and that they're executing the breakout plan. But, you know, again, generally when you break the puck out well, you get those chances for those rushes, and we'll have to keep working that to make sure we do a good job of it.
Did you know the score of the Canada-Czechia game when you halted practice?
I had no idea, actually, to be honest with you. I had no idea until I walked in. I walked in right as Canada tied it, so good for them.
How would you assess the practice today?
I liked it. I thought you know, our guys, a number of our guys skated yesterday, and I was impressed actually with how they did. You know, today we did a lot of puck touch stuff early, and it wasn't the cleanest puck touches ever, but I certainly had patience for that. Guys have been off for quite a bit of time, and but I thought our energy was good. I thought our attention to detail was good. So those are the 2 things that, you know, and our work ethic was good. Those are important things.
With this, you know, you're up for those 2 games real quick in January, but to you know, get a little bit more extended opportunity to get back up here. What are you hoping to prove in this thing?
Yeah, obviously exciting. It's got a bit of practice, get my just back to the pace and learn the systems, and just hopefully go out there, play my game, and do anything I do to help the team win.
It looked like you guys tweaked the D-zone system a bit, so I guess it's helpful to get that practice.
Yeah, obviously when you're learning new systems, it helps take the thinking out of it, learning in practice so that when game time comes, it's kind of automatic. You don't have to think. You just kind of react. So it's good to get the reps under me, and yeah, it's good.
When you get recalled, does it feel different now, or do you approach it differently, I guess, even a year or so ago, or how?
No, not really. Obviously, every time you get called up, you get an opportunity, and you just try and prove yourself. So yeah, it's exciting. Obviously, getting the call up, and yeah, like I said, get a chance to prove myself and try and help the team win.
I feel like you and Sam maybe were closer to game speed than some of the other guys after they had 2 weeks off?
Yeah, we practiced yesterday and playing some games, and obviously we had our All-Star break, but yeah, it's kind of nice getting called up and having kind of my legs under me from just practicing and playing games and playing a lot of minutes down to Rockford, so it's good. It's yeah, it's good.
Is it nice having the number of recent Ice Hogs up here now to have maybe more familiarity too?
Yeah, we got a lot of guys who have either played in the past couple of years in the Hogs or played at the start of the year. So obviously we're all friends, hang out outside the rink, joke around at the rink, and all guys who want to help this team make that next step and next stride and help push each other and win some games.
Is there anything specific you've been emphasizing down in Rockford?
Yeah, just a lot of defensive stuff, just playing a lot of minutes and trying to be more quiet. Obviously, just like our D-zone changes, you want to you want to pounce when there's guys in your kind of quadrant that you want to take the puck from. But if you're kind of just in good ice, sometimes it's better than skating yourself out of bad ice. So just stuff like that, defensive stuff, just being a bit simpler at times so that you can play more minutes. You can just let the game come to you and be more efficient.
We talked in the fall about how you are trying to, view this as a process to be your best self years from now when you reach your peak. Is that something you keep in mind to not put too much pressure on yourself when you do get these NHL call-ups?
Yeah, obviously you gotta take it day by day. I think for me it's you can't look too far into the future or be too much in the present. But I think, like I said, each day we got some week of practice, try and get better, try and learn all the systems, get to game pace, and just put my best foot forward for the next game.